सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Upadesa Sahasri, chapter 18, verse number 120. यदा भासेन संव्याप्तः संज्ञातेति निगद्यते त्रयमेतद्विविच्यात्र यो जानाति स आत्मवित्। Shankaracharya establishing the necessity of Chidabhasa. To arrive at Pramata, we need Chidabhasa. Who is this Pramata? Can Antahkaranam have this role of Pramata, or the Kutastha, Atma? Kutastha cannot be the Pramata, the knower, because to be a Pramata there is a type of modification. Vikara will be there. Since Kutastha is Nirvikaraha, Kutastha Atma cannot be the Pramata. Can Antahkaranam be the Pramata? That also we cannot say, because to be a Pramata one has to be sentient, Chetanaha. Insentient entity cannot be the Pramata, the knower. A Jadavastu can never be the knower. Antahkaranam happens to be the Achetana entity, insentient entity. Keval Antahkaranam also cannot be the Pramata, the knower. Then only the third option is the mixture, means Kutastha Atma has to lend the Chidabhasa. Kutastha means Chaitanyam. Kutastha Chaitanyam, Atma has to lend the Abhasa, the reflected consciousness, to the Antahkaranam. Antahkaranam means inner self. Inner self means Manasu, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara put together, Antahkaranam. That insentient Antahkaranam will become sentient when it borrows the Abhasa or reflection, reflected consciousness from the Kutastha Chaitanya. Then alone the Antahkaranam can become the Pramata. Since Kutastha Chaitanyam lending the Abhasa to the Antahkaranam, sometimes Kutastha also can be called as Pramata, because Kutastha Prameyam, involvement, intervention is there. Intervention means Sakshi Chaitanyam, by its presence, Antahkaranam becomes sentient by lending Abhasa Chaitanya. So this Abhasa Chaitanyam is known as Pramata. It is not belong to only Antakaranam or not belong only to the Kutastha Chaitanya. Therefore, when Pramata is there, the knower is there, then alone Pramanam can function as Pramanam. Shastra Pramanam, Mahavakya Pramanam, a means of knowledge. Tattvamasi Mahavakya Pramanam is a means of knowledge. When it can play the role of a means, Pramanam, Sadhanam. Pramanam or Sadhanam, Pramakaranam, Pramanam, that which can give knowledge. Tattvamasi Mahavakya Pramanam can give knowledge when there is a Pramata, the knower. Pramata is possible when there is a Chidabhasa. In that Antakaranam it has to take place. Then alone Kutastha and Antakaranam, both of their involvement while generating the Chidabhasa, then that Chidabhasa Antakarana, Chidabhasa Sahita Antakaranam, reflected consciousness associated inner self becomes sentient. That inner self Antakaranam becomes sentient because of the association of Chidabhasa, which Chidabhasa is borrowed from the Kutastha Chaitanya. This is the whole mechanism. In everyone it is happening. In every being it is happening. Whether you know it or not, this is the fact. This Chidabhasa Sahita Antakaranam is known as Pramata, the knower. That Pramata makes the Pramanam to function relevant. Therefore, Shastra Prasiddhi, Shastra relevance can be established only when there is a Pramata. Pramata is possible only when there is Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa to form Antakaranam is also required, Kutastha Chaitanyam is also required. If you know this whole thing, Shastra is very, very simple to understand. This is the whole process we saw in the previous classes. It is just like mirror and the face. Original face reflecting in the mirror. Mirror gets that reflected face. Grivasthamukham, Darpanasthamukham. There are two faces. Darpanasthamukham and Grivasthamukham. Griva means neck. The face on the neck is called Grivasthamukham. When we gave this example, Purapakshi comes and argues, how can you give this example? Darpanasthamukham, Grivasthamukham, Darpanam. This example is not fitting at all because in Darpana example, mirror example, Darpana means mirror. In mirror example, it is possible because we can experience that reflected face and original face, Anubhava Prasiddham. Two faces are available. One is mirror reflecting face, Darpanasthamukham. Another is original face upon the neck, my own neck. These are evident, available. Everyone has got that anubhava. If you say Pramata, reflected consciousness and original consciousness, we are not experiencing separately, distinctly. In that Darshtanta, Drishtanta fine, But that drishtanta is not fitting here. With regard to Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness, and original consciousness, you have to talk about two consciousnesses. Just as you are talking about the two faces, one face in the mirror, one face on the neck. Like that, can you establish two consciousnesses? Any one of us are having this anubhava experience of two consciousnesses. One is RC, another is OC. It is not possible. None of us are experiencing that. Purva Pakshi challenging Shankaracharya. For that, Shankaracharya gives an answer. It is possible in dream, every one of us experiencing the dream every day in our sleep. Every day we go to sleep. Maximum every day we get a dream. What is happening in that dream? In that dream, all objects are projected by the mind. No Vishaya is there in the dream, no object is there in the dream really, but you are seeing many objects in your dream. Many objects are available, Vishayaha are available. Thoughts are only called Vishayaha there. You see, the house in the dream is nothing but house thought. Mind projecting the thought of that house. Garden you are seeing in the dream. Is there real garden in the dream? There is no real garden, but there is only garden thought, pratyaya. So the pratyaya is the Vishaya there. Thought is the Vishaya. Garden thought, house thought, any object you see in the dream is nothing but a thought. Pratyaya only. What is that pratyaya? Vishayatmaka pratyaya. That pratyaya, thought, is in the form of Vishaya, the object. Pratyaya is in the form of thought. Thought is called pratyaya. You have to include Chidabhasa also. Don't forget. Pratyaya is taking that form of that object, house thought, book thought, pen thought, garden thought, flower thought. All are not there, but your only thoughts are there. Vishayatmaka pratyaya available in dream. Every one of us experiencing that dream. Who is the experiencer? Mind is not functioning, mind is partially active. You are in deep sleep. In that sleep only the dream has come. Not deep sleep, but sleep. Because in deep sleep there are no dreams at all. In sleep, mind is not fully active. Then who is watching that dream? Sakshi Chaitanyam, called Vishayi. Vishayi, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, watching the Vishaya, which is nothing but a thought. Are you experiencing or not in your dream? Both of them separately. Sakshi Chaitanyam, I the witness consciousness, I am the knower of my dream thoughts, dream objects which are in the form of thoughts. What is dream? Whatever you see in your waking state, Jagradavasthayam yad drishtam, tad janita vasanaya nidra samaye pratiyate, in the thought form. So Vishaya is the dream object, nothing but a thought, And Vishayi is the Sakshi, the witness consciousness. I am the Kutastha Chaitanya. Evident. Similarly, you have to extend this to Jagradavastha also. Waking state also you have to extend this. But waking state, since mind is very active, you have to use your buddhi, subtle buddhi, to bifurcate, to see the distinction between, with discrimination, viveka, separating. In waking state also, you see the objects outside, bahya vastu darshanam. When you see in Jagradavastha, book thought, house thought, that thought is called karanam. In dream, the thought is called object. In waking state, that thought serves like an instrument. So see the objects. Outside objects are there. Your thought goes Nana Chidra Ghatodharasti Tamaha Deepa Prabha Bhaswaram Jnanam Yasyatu Chakshuradhikarana Dvara Vahispandate. There Jnanam means thought. The thought goes from your sense organs, eyes, and see the object. So that serves like an instrument, karanam. External object is known as karma. Karma has got different meanings. Prarabdha karma is also a karma. Action is also called karma. But in this context, Shankaracharya used that as an object. Karma means object here. So once karma, the external object, and the thought is the karanam, karma is a karma, kartuhu ipsitatamam karma. When I want to see the house, when I want to see the book, garden, mountain, I am the desirer. Kartuhu, karta, I the karta, I am the desirer of seeing the objects. Phone, mic, fan, light, so many objects. Kartuhu ipsita tamam. That which object means what? Karma, the object means what? Object is that which is desired by the karta. To see or to hear, the karta is the desirer. So, karta, karma, karanam, triputi. You have to vivichya. In this shloka, in the last class, I introduced shloka 120, second line. Trayametad vivichya atra. Etat trayam, karta, karma, karanam, or pramata, pramanam, prameyam. We can call them karta as pramata, karanam as pramanam, and prameyam as karma. Karma as prameyam. So, three of them, bahya vishayaha, karma, prameyam, antaha, pramanam, antahkaranam. Then karta, the jnata, the knower, jnata, pramata, karta, all are synonyms. Vivichya atra. Yadavhasena samvyaptaha. All these are associated with. Samvyaptaha means associated with. Sabhasa. Without abhasa, how these are all possible? Karta, karma, karanam. Pramata is not possible without abhasa. Therefore, abhasena samvyaptaha. Sanyata iti, karta iti, nigadyate saha gnata. Gnata means the knower. Iti nigadyate, known as the knower. So the consciousness, Kutastha Chaitanyam, also many times the knowerhood of this Chidabhasa Karta Pramata is superimposed upon the original consciousness. Therefore, you can say Kutastha Chaitanyam, I the Atma am the Pramata through the Abhasa Chaitanya. Through the Abhasa Chaitanya. Abhasa Chaitanya Dwara, I the Kutastha gets the name Pramata, the knower of all objects. Kutastha Chaitanyam by itself can never be the Pramata, but Abhasa Dwara, by lending Chidabhasa to the Antakaranam, and then Kutastha Chaitanyam, really speaking, factually, Kutastha Chaitanyam can never be the Pramata. You superimpose that Pramata or Gnata status of Antakaranam to the Kutastha Chaitanyam. Nothing happens in the Kutastha Chaitanyam because it is Kutastham. It doesn't have any Vikara modification as though Pramata. I the Kutastha Chaitanyam am as though Karta. I the Kutastha Chaitanyam am as though Gnata. Since both of us are doing the joint venture, Antakaranam and I the Kutastha Chaitanyam, sometimes Antakaranam can be called as Gnata, Karta, Pramata, or sometimes Kutastha Chaitanyam also can be called. Higher I, lower I. In our simple language, lower I is Antakaranam, the Ahankara, who is known as Jivaha. I, the OC, am the higher I, Lakshyartha. I claim I am Kutastha Chaitanyam, the Lakshyartha, OC, with the help of RC, Abhasa Chaitanyam. This is the big drama is going on and on and on, episode after episode. Any serial can end, but our serial, life serial, continues. Janati, whoever knows this, all of you, okay? Last class, previous classes, now present class, all classes you are understanding. Janati, okay? Therefore, you are all known as what? We are all come under what? Atmavit, the knower of Atma. Who knows the OC as OC, who knows RC as RC, who knows to separate the Karta, Karma, Karanam. They are only superimposition. See, what drama you require other than this? This is the biggest drama serial. Enjoy. Up to here we saw in the last class. Now we will go to the next verse, number 121. I will read. Samyak संशयमित्युक्ताः प्रत्यया व्यभिचारिणः एकैवावगतिस्तेषु भेदस्तु मत्प्रत्ययार्पितः. Shankaracharya giving the Shruti Pramanam, Anubhava Pramanam, and Anumana Pramanam up to 122, verse number 122. From 123 onwards, he gives Anumana Pramanam in 123. Then he goes to the next topic, different topic. So we will complete this Shruti Pramanam, Yukti Pramanam, Anubhava Pramanam, Anumana Pramanam. Now in these two shlokas, 118, Bahya Vishaya Karma is established. In 119, second half, the Vishaya is taken as Karanam. So first line, Swa Akara Arpaka Karma, the object. What is the object? Vishayatmaka Karma, Pratyayatmaka Karanam, and Abhasatmaka Karta, Triputi. Having said that, Satyanvrate Prudhak Karanam. Vivichya means Prudhak Karanam. Separating them intellectually. Yaha Janati. I alone am the Sakshi Chaitanyam. Paramarthika Drishtya. In this 121, Sakshi Chaitanyam is established. It is Nirvikalpaka Chaitanyam. I, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, am Nirvikalpaka Chaitanyam without any Vikalpas, without any modification. Chaitanyams are not many, but only one. Ekam, Nityam, eternal, one Chaitanyam with different awarenesses. Pot awareness, house awareness, book awareness, mountain awareness, like that, different ways it appears. Any knowledge is of three types. Shankaracharya presenting in a different language. Any knowledge is of three types. What are they? Number one, Pratyayaha Vibhicharinaha, means thoughts are always changing. Vyabhicharinaha means changing nature. Book thought is different from pen thought. Pen thought is different from house thought. House thought is different from light thought. Like that, Vyabhicharinaha. One excludes the other. One excludes the other. So, Vibhicharinaha Pratyayaha, there are different. Pratyayaha means you can take knowledge also. Pratyayaha means knowledge, because any thought gives what? Knowledge. When I look at the book, book thought, book knowledge. Pot, when I see pot knowledge. Pot knowledge, pot thought, pot knowledge. Pot object, pot thought, and pot knowledge. House object, house thought, house knowledge. Similarly, any person you see also, person is an object, and you look at that person and the object thought comes and you get the knowledge of that person. So pratyaya means knowledge also. But when we say knowledge, there are two types of knowledge. Swarupa Jnanam and Vishaya Jnanam, Vritti Jnanam. Therefore, here Vritti Jnanam we have to take. What are they? Samyak means right knowledge. Samyak Pratyayaha, number one. You have to supply Pratyayaha to each of them. Number one is Samyak Pratyayaha, right knowledge. Number two, Samshaya Pratyayaha, doubtful knowledge. Number three, Mithya Ukta, said as, called as Mithya. mithya or viparyaya, erroneous knowledge, wrong knowledge. So the knowledge is of three types: right knowledge, doubtful knowledge, and erroneous knowledge, wrong knowledge. Pratyayaha, changing. Right knowledge is different from wrong knowledge. Wrong knowledge is different from what you call doubtful knowledge. Doubtful knowledge is not right knowledge. Right knowledge is not doubtful knowledge. Doubtful knowledge and right knowledge, they are not wrong knowledge. So wrong knowledge cannot be the right knowledge. Wrong knowledge cannot be the doubtful knowledge. That is why Vyabhicharinaha, they are changing. Whereas Atma Chaitanyam, Eka eva avagatihi teshu. Teshu means in those three types of knowledge: Samyak Jnanam, Samshaya Jnanam, Mithya Jnanam. In these three, Eka eva, one, avagatihi, consciousness, pure consciousness is one alone. Teshu eka eva avagatihi. In right knowledge also one Sakshi Chaitanyam. Same Sakshi Chaitanya in doubtful knowledge also. I am the witnesser of my right knowledge. I am the witness conscious of my wrong knowledge. I am the witness conscious of my doubtful knowledge. I know I have doubt. I know I am right. I know I have wrong knowledge. And who knows that I know, I know, I know? Ekaha, Atma Chaitanyam. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Nantah Pragnam, na Bahish Pragnam, na Ubhayatah Pragnam, na Pragnam, na Prajnana Ghanam, Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante. Ekatma Pratyayasaram, Prapanchopashamam, Ekatma Pratyayasaram, the essence of the thought. I, the Turiya Atma, am the essence of that thought, which thought is of three types in the form of right knowledge, wrong knowledge, and doubtful knowledge. But I am the witnesser of the three types of knowledge which are coming and going. They have arrival and departure. But I, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, am free from arrival and departure. That is why Bhedaha tu Pratyayarpitaha. The difference is only in the thoughts, not in the Kutastha Chaitanyam, Atma, I, the Sakshi. The witness consciousness I am, there is no change. I alone know my doubts. I alone know my knowledge. I alone know my erroneous perception. Wrong knowledge. Before coming to Shastra, I have got wrong knowledge. I had, not now. After coming to Swamini's class, I have what knowledge? Samyak Jnana, right knowledge. You are the original consciousness, OC, pure consciousness, right knowledge. Before coming to Shastra, what knowledge you have got about yourself? Wrong knowledge. And doubtful knowledge also. Am I Brahman or not? Doubtful knowledge. That is why Prakarana Grandhas are also important. Very difficult only to understand. Vedanta is difficult only. Who said it is easy? Brahma Vidya is not that much easy for an unprepared person. For prepared person it is easy. Brahma Vidya or Atma Vidya is easy or not depends upon whom? Depend upon the person, the adhikari. If adhikari is sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha adhikari chet sulabham bhavati vedanta. No chet kashtam bhavati, dukkhataram bhavati. That is why you understand, you enjoy. Otherwise, it is like difficult to mm, understand. Okay, you are all bright students, I know. You are all understanding. Because I am so confident. If I teach, how can my students cannot understand? So I am very much confident. You are also confident upon yourself. Okay. Pratyaya arpitaha. Here arpitaha means adhyastaha. Adhyastaha or superimposed. Pratyaya means thoughts. Changing thoughts, distinct thoughts are superimposed. Because of that only, really, Bheda is not there in Atma. Bheda is only in the thoughts. Right knowledge, wrong knowledge, all this. Not only one, you can include so many thoughts. Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, all are emotions, all are thoughts only. Very nice shloka. I hope you are enjoying. So, Nitye Advitiye Chaitanye Pratyayaha Adhyasyante. Arpitaha means Adhyasyante. Pratyayaha, all thoughts, right thought, wrong thought, erroneous thought, all are superimposed. Next verse. These right knowledge, wrong knowledge, and erroneous, false, doubtful knowledge because of three gunas. That's right knowledge is possible because of sattva guna. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. Then doubtful knowledge, samshayatmakam. Manaha is because of rajoguna, rajas. And wrong knowledge, erroneous perception is because of tamoguna, tamas. They represent. That's why among these three knowledge, the distinction, avagati chaitanyam is eka eva. Teshu means in and through. In and through the right knowledge, wrong knowledge, and doubtful knowledge, one is changeless. Shloka number 122. Adhibhedadyatha vedaham maniravagatesthatha ashuddhi parinamascha sarve pratyaya samshrayat. Sarvam, you can take. Sarvam pratyaya samshrayat. Yatha, just as. Now Shankaracharya is giving example. Everywhere example, example, example. What for? To understand easily. So any confusions or all confusions are because of the non-discrimination. Aviveka. Discrimination means viveka. Because of the non-discrimination, aviveka, between pratyaya and pratyaya rupa vijnanam, that is vritti jnanam, pratyaya rupa vijnanam and swarupa jnanam. Non-discrimination means not having the distinct knowledge between Swarupa Jnanam, the original consciousness, and the Vishesha Jnanam, the Vritti Jnanam, pot thought, book knowledge, pot knowledge, house knowledge. These are all come under Vishesha Jnana, specific knowledge. Every specific knowledge is because of Swarupa Jnanam, the Atma Chaitanyam. In every Pratibodha Viditam Matam, Kenopanishad says, in every knowledge you can see, you can infer the original consciousness, Swarupa Jnana. Swarupa Jnanam is the adhishtanam, source, substratum of any objective knowledge. Vishesha Jnanam or Vritti Jnanam. Yatha, just as Adhibhedat. Adhi means here Upadhi, medium. Upadhi Vedat. What is that Upadhi here? Manehe Bhedaha. Crystal. Mani means diamond or crystal, that which can reflect the object which is surrounded that crystal. Spatika Mani we can take. Spatika Mani, Manehe Bhedaha Drishyate. When you keep the crystal, I forgot to keep the crystal. That crystal you keep, money, you keep the red flower, no? That red flower, that hibiscus flower, chambrati, that it looks, the crystal appears as red. Similarly, tatha Vedaha Manihi Avagatihi Avagatehe Tadha. That difference, Tadha Avagatehe. So really speaking, Spatikam is ever white color. It can never be red or it can never be blue. Whatever color you keep around Upadhi, that takes the color of that, as it were. Not really, but it appears. Tadha avagatihi means chaitanyam. Chaitanya. This is anubhava, our experience. Similarly, ashuddhihi parinamascha sarvam pratyaya samshrayat. Simple. You can understand. Ashuddhihi, impurity. I have papam, I have sanchita karma, I have done lot of mistakes in my life. Who will forgive me? Bhagavan cannot forgive me. Like that, people think, no, that type of thinking itself is asuchihi, ashuddhihi, impurity, raga, attachment, dvesha, hatred, aversion, different types of emotions you can supply. Raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, etc. Sarvam means all types of emotion. Oppression, depression, suppression. Depression happens in the Bay of Bengal. But people has forgotten that depression. And the depressants they use. All depressants. Why depressants? Because there is an oppression and suppression, therefore depression. These are all come under what? Ashuddhihi. Parinamascha vikar. Parinama means morning mind is one type, afternoon one type, evening, night different types. My moods are changing. Moods are changing and anartham. Shaking and movati iti mood. It moves the person, therefore moods. Different moods are there. My mood is not all right today. I am in not a right mood. What is this type of language people are using? I have no mood at all. Come to film, we'll go and see, and no, I have no mood. Let us play, and I have no mood. What is this mood? Just like people use the words, not that knowing that how belittling oneself. You are the slave to your mind, moody mind. You must be the master of your mind. Everyone has to be the master of one's own mind, not servant to one's own mind. If you say, I am moody, he is moody, she is moody, moody, anartham, weak person anartham, weak mind, weak person. A strong person never use that word mood. Mood nalla illa enna mood nalla illa enna. You must be the master of your mind. My moods are under my control. No depression, no suppression, no oppression. ever bloomy face, smiling face, inner smile and outer smile also. Some people show the outer smile, but inside boiling, and that is not the real blooming. Inner mind also be relaxed, calm, serene, poised. That is called real beauty. Beauty cannot come out of fair and lovely or going to beauty parlor. Whatever you think, that reflects in your face. Face is the reflection of your mind, thoughts. Face is the mirror, like, of your thoughts. Okay, I am going on and on. Okay, ashuddhi parinamaha sarvam pratyaya samshrayat, because of anyonya adhyasa. Samshrayat means anyonya, mutual adhyasa, superimposition. I, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, am the witnesser of changing mind. I am ever free from depression, oppression, suppression, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha. They are all happening in the mind, which is mithya, which is false, made out of matter. Therefore, doesn't matter. Okay. Anyonya adhyasaha. That's why in Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, Anyonya adhyasa begins atasmin anyasmin anyonya tadatmyakatam. That is superimposition of anyonya dharmanscha, the attributes of that objects of the mind. I am superimposing upon me the consciousness. That is why I say I am unhappy. My mind is unhappy. I am not unhappy. Mind can be unhappy. Mind can change. My mind, my body, I am short and my body is short. I am long, my body is long. I am fat and my body is fat. You are not fat. Okay. So that I, you come down to the lower I, that is not you. Body is not you. You are Panchakosha Vilakshanaha. Physical body, mental body, vital body, intellectual body, all bodies are, you are not. I am not. Okay. I am touch me not. They cannot touch me. I am Paramarthika Satyam. They belong to Vyavaharika Satyam. Enna tagararu. Vyavaharika Satyam, let it be there. Look at it as Vyavaharika Satyam. Vyavahara Yogyam Vyavaharikam. Body, mind, complex thoughts are all Vyavaharam. Whereas I, the consciousness, am Paramarthika Satyam. Nice. I am enjoying. I hope you are also enjoying. Next verse, 123. Prathanam grahanam siddhihi pratyayanta. Sorry. Pratyayantamihanyatam aparokshatadevuktam anumanam pradipavat. Now he comes to the final pramanam, that is anumana pramanam. The topic under discussion is Abhasa Chaitanyam is must. You have to accept, O Purvapakshi. So, Pratyaya can exist. Siddhihi means existence. Pratyayanam iha. All pratyayas, prathanam, that awareness of the thoughts, and grahanam, grasping, the shining, spuranam, kathanam, Prathanam means sphuranam, you can say. Sphuranam means shining, evident, awareness. And grahanam, availability, vyavaharam. Pradhanam can exist, siddhihi. Pratyaya can exist, pratyaya can shine, pratyaya is available. So pradhanam, grahanam, siddhihi, pratyayanam. Pratyayanam pradhanam, pratyayanam grahanam, pratyayanam siddhihi. How you interpret here? Pratyayanam, it is compared to a light. Shankaracharya, Deepavat, Pradeepavat, take that pratyaya as a light. Because light is that which illumines the objects. Thought is also like a light. Because of thought only, it pervades through the eyes. Look at the object, oh, so and so object. Illumines the object. Therefore, thought is compared to the light. Light illumines the object, thought also illumines the objects. Pratyaya sattve jagrada avasthayam. Pratyaya sattve jagat sattvam. Pratyaya abhave sushupti avasthayam. Pratyaya abhave jagat abhanam. Will not shine. So, விளங்க வைக்கும் விளக்கு, அதுக்கு தான் விளக்குன்னு பேர். விளங்க வைக்கும் விளக்கு, கரெக்டாக நினைக்கிறேன் தமிழ். ஓகே, ஸோ த லைட் ஹியர் ஸ்புரணம் ஆர் பிரதனம். Thought is prathanam or sphuranam. Thought is grahanam. Vyavahara yogyam ityartha. Grahanam. Thought can exist because of light is there. Light is illumining the objects. How do you know? How do you know? Light is there, tube light is there, it is illumining all objects. To talk about the light, it is illumining the objects, you know the objects, there must be witness consciousness, awarer. Kotastha Chaitanyam. We are taking it as granted. It is not seen by your eyes, therefore we take it as granted. But without, who is talking about the light? Who is talking about the illumination of the light? I, the Kotastha Chaitanyam, Pramata. Temporarily I can call myself as Pramata, Karta, Jnata. Really not Jnata. As though Jnata, as though Karta, as though. Everything is as though, as though. Similarly, just as the Kotastha Chaitanyam is must to talk about the light illumination, similarly, to talk about the thought, that thought illumining the objects, book knowledge, pen knowledge, this thought, that object, this object. Who is must behind that? Atma Chaitanyam. I, the consciousness, I am must be there behind every thought. More in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi